Namaskar. Good morning, everyone. So, today we are going to continue our discussion on strategic mapping with a focus on Indian hospitality industry in order to create a preferred future. Since our last two classes, if you remember, we were discussing about the concept of preferred future, which is defined as nothing but a comfortable position from which a company can be able to provide best in class services, best in class product to its customer in order to gain not only their trust, not only their mind share as well as their wallet share as well. Then we had discussed about strategy, what is the meaning of preferred future, then the strategic pyramid concept, how all these concept of mission, values, vision, strategy, strategic map, balance scorecard, targets, initiatives and personal objectives give out to strategic outcomes of satisfied shareholders, delighted customer, efficient and effective processes, motivated and prepared, or we can say empowered employees or workforce for the organization, which all are nothing but one of the concept within preferred future. Then in detail we have discussed about the various elements of strategic pyramid, why they are necessary and why each comes after another. Then focusing on strategic mapping, we have discussed about the relevancy, then the step-by-step approach, how to specify an objective, how to choose the value proposition, whether I want to sell my product as a value for money product, whether I want to sell my product or offer a service as best in class quality offering to the customers, or I want to provide the superior customer care service in comparison to my competitor. So what is my exact value proposition that I am supposed to provide to the customers. Then about financial strategies, what all are my value proposition, like whether I want to have my revenue growth, whether I want to increase my productivity, or whether I want to utilize my existing asset in order to get operational efficiency or product differentiation or provide the superior customer care services. So the collaboration between all these value proposition and financial strategy gives out to certain kind of various strategies like competitive prices with volume selling, premium pricing with new features, bundling or cross selling. I want to add many benefit along with purchase of one product or availing of one service in order to provide price bundling or combo offering. Similarly, tight variable and discriminatory cost control should be one of the strategies that it can be adopted by the company. Control but also spend on R&D and marketing so that our product will be visible differently than the competitors. Then controlling but also spend on solution selling. I am a solution provider, I am the best in class service provider when the term customer care service comes. I guess we have discussed about the concept of relationship marketing. The act of relationship marketing also plays a very important role in our day-to-day business. If you remember, just I will show you one of the important benefit of relationship marketing, what is the concept of it and why it is necessary to have relationship marketing in place. That gives a very good idea about the concept as well as about the importance of understanding and implementing it in our day-to-day lives. One sec. Yeah, I got it. So when is the term relationship marketing comes into effect? Relationship marketing means building and maintaining a long-term collaborative approach with your customers. That is called as a relationship marketing. If you see in this diagram, it's a tree-like structure. Fine. So here the roots are application of various strategies for relationship marketing. You are desperately trying to build and maintain a long-term relationship with your customers. Fine. So what are the various benefits that we are going to get from applying this concept of relationship marketing. If you see, each of these branches of this tree gives us the result of about various benefits provided by or having customer relationship with the customer. First one is improve customer knowledge. If as a company I need to know all about my customer, I need to assess about their taste and preferences, I need to have a clear cut understanding of the customer base. If you see, we have discussed about segmentation. There is a concept called as your targeting. After dividing the total market, I need to target the most profitable one. That is the act of targeting. Then through advertisement, virtue of promotion, etc., all kind of promotional activities, I need to position my product in the minds of the customer. When I see the logo of the TriStar, the first thing that comes to my mind is, yes, it belongs to Mercedes-Benz. Why? Because such is their promotion, such is their positioning in the minds of the customer. When I say the right symbol, the first thing that comes to my mind is, yes, it's from Nike. That is the level of positioning that they have done over a period of time. So, in order to do all this segmentation, targeting and positioning strategies, we need to improve our knowledge base on the customer. So, and how we are going to achieve that? The concept of relationship marketing helps us in improving our customer knowledge, customer base knowledge, customer's taste and preference knowledge, so that they can be served profitably over a longer period of time. Then, the second benefit that is obtained from relationship marketing is time and cost saving. As a company, we cannot serve to all the customers, all the people staying in the description of a market. It is not possible at all. Therefore, I as a company need to search for, I need to act as a company who takes care of maximum number of people, most profitable segment, the most targeted number of people. So in order to do that, the concept of relationship marketing really comes in handy in understanding our actual potential customer, and that is going to save us a lot of time as well as cost in the long run. Similarly, third one is benefit is enhanced efficiency. In order to increase my efficiency in operations, see, there is a difference between the concept of effectiveness and efficiency. Effectiveness means whether I am able to do a particular task. If the teacher has given me a task, whether I have completed it or not shows my effectiveness. Whereas my efficiency shows within what time limit I am able to complete it. That's the difference between effective and efficiency. Whether you have completed a task or not gives an idea about your effectiveness. How fast or how easily you have conducted that task gives you regarding the idea about efficiency of the company, efficiency of the worker. Therefore, in order to enhance your efficiency, then also you require the knowledge of your customer, and you need to have good relationship with the customer. That comes as a handy tool. Next benefit is development of infrastructure and other ancillary services as per the need of the customer. Here I want to give you an example how this relationship marketing can create you or can destroy you as well. During 2003 World Cup cricket, India was one of the finalists. The final match was held between India and Australia. That time big names like Sachin Tendulkar, Saurav Ganguly, Virendra Sehwag, VVS Lakshman, Rahul Dravid, Yuvraj Singh, all were playing for India. And India, after losing the first match against Australia, didn't lose any other match till final match. They used to win all of the match together. So there was a huge craze, there was a huge expectation between the people of India regarding India winning 2003 World Cup. Fine. So in synonymous to that event, Pepsi launched a cold drink known as your Pepsi Blue, whose color was almost similar to the jersey color of Indian cricket team. And if you remember, the jersey color of Indian team is blue, and the Pepsi was giving a tribute to them. But the Indian team, they lose the final match against Australia. That's a separate thing. That is related to your strategy, that is related to your luck on that particular day, etc. But what I am trying to say is that product also failed miserably in the market. Why? If we search for the reason, one reason that came up prominently as the people could not able to accept that product in that particular color. Why? Because blue color is related to your kerosene that is available in the market, and from our childhood onwards we have seen all cola drinks as black color. So obviously they could not able to connect the customer with the brand, with the cold drink by offering. They may have done a very good job by giving tribute to the Indian cricket team who was playing the World Cup match. In India, cricket is the most viewed and the cricket players are the most worshipped players in India, but still it could not able to gather more customer. Why? Because people started to relate with somewhat like kerosene and all, and nobody was willing to buy that product, and it failed miserably. That talks about your market research, that talks about your developing a product without consulting with the customer, or development of infrastructure and other auxiliary services without maintaining good relationship marketing, which may affect your brand in the long run. That's a practical example that I have given. Another example that I am going to give you is same related to your cold drink sector only. Coca-Cola, the world's foremost company, they launched a cold drink called as your Vanilla Coke. You can search it in Google also. Vanilla Coke, and that time Vivek Oberoi was emerging, and Coca-Cola means obviously they would have launched it all over the world. In India, Vivek Oberoi used to do the advertisement for Vanilla Coke. And that product also failed miserably because it was looking like the original Coca-Cola, but taste wise the taste was like vanilla flavor. And who takes a vanilla flavor cold drink, cola drink? Nobody will take. Why? Because vanilla flavor is synonymous with ice cream, whereas cola drink is synonymous with black color 1%, and the taste also almost remains same. Therefore, people were not able to accept those products. Like we say the Pepsi Blue, like I say the Vanilla Coke, they were not accepted. They were not accepted by the people, not in the grounds of the quality of the product, but the appearance, but the positioning. That's what also matters. And these issues arises because of the poor relationship between the company and the customer. That's why the product may get failed. Then another benefit of relationship marketing is multi-channel integration. As a manager, there are many avenues to sell the market. Whether I am going to sell the product directly to the customer, whether I am going to sell the product through various online distribution channels like Flipkart, Amazon, etc., whether I am going to sell the product through the routine wholesaler retailer channel, and if I am adopting all of them or some of them, I need to have an integration between all of them. I cannot sell a product for 50 rupees online and I cannot charge the same product 70 rupees if I am selling it through the wholesaler or retailer mode. I need to have a multi-channel integration in order to offer the product almost at the same price to all my customers. Then customized product and services. As we have discussed, you cannot build customized product for each and every customer, but at least you try to provide customized solution for the product that you have already sold, or customized services, because the taste and preference of people vary from one person to another. They are having their own set of requirements, own set of expectation, and you as a company needs to fulfill it to the best of your ability. In order to do that, I need to understand the customer part, and that's why this concept of relationship marketing comes into play. Then comes customer empowerment. The customer should think that yes, the company, the service provider is giving me respect, they are listening to me, they are offering the solution as required by me. That is called as your customer empowerment. And how to achieve that? In order to achieve the customer empowerment, the feel of customer empowerment, you need to give good relationship, you need to possess good relationship with the customer. That is another benefit of relationship marketing. Then after doing all these things, what is the outcome of all your activities of relationship marketing? The outcomes may be listed as positive word of mouth communication. Once the customer becomes satisfied, once your relationship with the customer flourishes, then the first benefit that you will be getting, if you remember again the customer loyalty ladder, your aim should be to change the suspect, the prospect into partners, into advocates. Therefore, after you successfully convert them to your partners or to advocates, then the first benefit is that you will be getting positive word of mouth communication. You don't have to advertise anymore, or you are going to spend much less in your advertisement, because your customers, your happy customers are the biggest brand ambassador of your product or service. Customer loyalty, you can gain customers loyalty over a period of time if you are going to satisfy them. Then customer satisfaction, the biggest advantage of relationship marketing is your customers are going to become satisfied, which will again turn into their repeat purchase behavior. If the customer is satisfied, he will again come back to you, he will start doing transaction with your company again and again. That is called as your repeat purchase intention. Then obviously you will get massive returns on your investment. If you want to survive in long term, if you want to conduct your business over a period of time, then obviously you require your return on investment or ROI. Therefore, it is very vital to maintain good relationship with the customer. That is called as a massive returns on investment. And by doing all of this, by combining all of these benefits, what a company can gain through relationship marketing is marked in the bold letter, that is sustainable competitive advantage, which is nothing but your preferred future, as we discussed in this previous class. Coming back to our topic of discussion, that is strategic mapping. After choosing the financial strategies, as a company I need to choose the customer strategies. Customer strategy can be varying, like retaining and adding the customer, increasing revenue per customer, and reducing cost per customer. See, value proposition remains same, whether I want to offer my product as a value for money product, or I want to showcase, I want to position my product as a superior quality product or service, or I need to provide best in class customer care services to the customer. These are our value proposition. Our customer strategy can be, I need to earn more and more customer, I need to retain more and more customer. One. Second one is, I need to, from within one customer, I need to increase their spending so that I can gain more revenue per customer. Similarly, I need to reduce the cost incorporated to acquire a particular customer. I need to reduce that one, so that in longer run I can earn profitability. And how to do that? We can do all that by competitive pricing, using latest technology and newest features, by providing them. Then loyalty program, customer loyalty program, frequent flyers program, those people who avail the air travel service more frequently, we need to provide them with loyalty programs. Those people who comes to our hotel regular basis, we need to provide them with some loyalty programs. Word of mouth publication, competitive pricing, new features, add-on product or services offering, solution selling, price bundling or combo offering. Then in order to reduce the cost, we can have tight processes and supply chain management, If you remember the just-in-time technique, spending and cost control policies, then in pursuit of customer intimacy. So these are the various kind of strategy we may be adopting. Then execute through internal prospective strategies and plan the learning and growth strategies. In learning and growth strategy, we can have three types of capital, that is human capital, all your employees workforce, information capital or your data and information, and your organizational capital. Organizational capital is the ability to align personal objective with organizational objective. That is the trick of the business. You need to align the objective of your individual employee with the objective of the overall organization in order to earn more profit, in order to earn more revenue, in order to earn more share of the market. Then origin of the strategic maps were discussed, which was developed by two professors, Dr. Robert S. Kaplan and Dr. David Norton. Then the original strategic map as proposed by Kaplan and Norton was discussed. If you see, there were four perspectives of financial, customer, internal and learning and growth perspective, and what all are covered under them, that also we had discussed. Then principles of strategic map. So what are the various principles that are applicable on strategic map? The first principle states that strategy must balance contradictory forces of creating sustainable growth in the long run as well as showing improved results in the short term. See, there should be a trade-off between profit and respect, profit and growth. Whether as a company I want to earn faster profit, fast money, or I want to I should be able to sustain over a longer period of time in order to gain more market share. Whether as a company you want to earn more profit, whether as a company you want to earn more market share, there should be a balancing act, there should be a trade-off. Therefore, it is written here that the first principle states that strategy must balance the contradictory forces. They are contradictory. If I want to earn more profit, I may not be able to sustain for a longer period of time. If I am going to cheat people, I am not going to survive for a longer period of time. Therefore, if I want to survive for a longer period of time, I need to serve the customer, then I need to focus on improved results as well as sustainable growth. Secondly, strategy is based on a differentiated customer value proposition. What means that as the customers are different, they visualize the term value from their own perspective. For me, the term value may be differing from that of you, because we all are individual persons. We all have our own set of tastes and preferences. Therefore, we need to concentrate our value creation process around them accordingly. Value equal to benefits divided by cost. Value is more or less intangible aspect. It's a feeling. It's the difference between expectation and perception. Before availing the product or service, after availing the product and service, if you do differentiate between them, it gives us an idea about the quality of the product and services, which is essentially an intangible object. Therefore, the strategy is based on a differentiated customer value. For me, by doing this, if the company does this much thing, I am become satisfied. But the same thing done by the company may be viewed as rude or insufficient by somebody else. Therefore, as a company, you need to make a balance between all of them. Then the third principle is that value is created through internal business processes. Companies must first identify and then focus on the critical few internal processes that deliver the differentiating value proposition. How to differentiate your brand from that of others? The biggest asset for any company is the internal processes. If you remember, we have discussed about factors of production, 5 M's, where all M stands for man, your human resources, money, capital, method, SOPs, materials, raw materials, and machines, your equipment, and they are the assets that help the company in achieving sustainable advantage over the others. Therefore, as a manager, as a company, I need to focus on all my internal business process. Finally, the fourth principle states that strategic alignment determines the value of intangible assets such as human capital, information capital, and organizational capital. These are intangible assets. Capital is about money, your equipment, rest aside. What about the strength of your human resources? What about the strength of your information collection, information dissemination, information understanding capabilities, information capital, and organizational capital? How efficiently you are aligning, as we have discussed. What do you mean by organizational capital? See here in the bottom part, organizational capital includes the culture of the company, the leadership quality, the alignment, and the teamwork. How efficiently alignment means you are projecting the personal objective of all employees with that of the company's objective. Culture means the way the people act, the way the people behave, the way the people understand, the way the people provide service. That gives you an idea about the culture of a company. Similar to the culture of a home, it is similar to the culture of a state, of a country, of a community. Indian culture is conservative. Often we heard about that. We Indians are God-fearing people. That is our belief. We believe in God. That is our culture. Atithi Devo Bhava. That is our culture. We believe in that statement. As per us, all visitors should be treated as gods. That is our culture. That is similar to a company's culture. What does that company believe? How the company acts, how the company behaves, that gives you an idea about culture. Leadership, I will be telling you about this leadership grid in our next class, managerial grid in our next class. What type of leadership, whether the leadership is adopting democratic style, whether the leadership is applying autocratic style, or whether the leadership style is about laissez-faire or free rein leadership. That also provides, or that also affects the functioning of an organization. So now coming to the practical example of Indian hospitality industry, the need for strategic mapping. India has significant potential to become a preferred tourist destination globally. Heritage, history, and a huge slice of God's own country are India's brand image for years now. So it's a melting pot of diverse culture. Its vibrant history and splendors of nature have been the USP for attracting customers. The total tourist visits in India have been growing at a steady rate of about 16% per year. Though Indian hospitality industry shows trend towards a promising future, but it has its own drawbacks also. Mostly it is unorganized, unrecognized. Similarly, other major drawbacks of the industry is the shortage of skilled manpower, high turnover rates, lack of quality product and services, concern about security, etc. Similarly, irrespective of all its effort, the industry really has not reached to a position where it can have competitive advantage over other competitors in serving the customer. As an industry, as a country, we have many offerings for the visitors, both internal visitors as well as foreigners. But as an industry, we have not yet organized as in case of other industry. Say pharma industry, say air transport industry, say vehicle manufacturing industry, and say hospitality tourism industry. In comparison to those things, the hospitality and tourism industry in India is not organized or unrecognized, and other issues like shortage of skilled manpower, high turnover rates, lack of quality product and services, concern about security, etc. are some of the other shortfallings of the industry. Therefore, as a progressive thinker, as a manager, as a leader, we need to formulate, implement, measure, refine, and finally execute strategies to gain more and more number of customers. serve them with best quality offerings, and profitability earnings should be there at the same time. But to do this, we need to understand and implement strategic maps successfully in the hospitality industry. So, till now we have discussed about the principles, we have discussed about this origin of strategic map, we have tried to understand this. In our next class, we will actually going to draw a strategic map for Indian hospitality industry. Thank you very much. God bless you all.